before in the past, y'all. When I saw red flags flying around, I'd be like, those are kind of purple or orange or green.
Or I didn't know what they were. I didn't know what a red flag was.
Right.
I was like, what flags? I was like,
Time to turn up.
Yeah.
So today we are going to talk about we don't want to ignore red flags.
Yes, why we want to spot them, why we want to take off our glasses and see them for the true
Yes.
colors.
Take off those blockers. Before people show you red flags, they try to minimize their shit.
Yes.
So they start flying around their yellow flags.
Slow down.
Get ready. Get ready to slam on them.
Okay. But that's the bad part when we slam on the brakes, because then we can have a crash or something.
Don't go through the red light. Slam on those brakes.
That's why we ignore them. People like me. Oh, make excuses. Here's my excuse when I hit a stop sign. Well, my car's not gonna go after being stuck in the snow at a stop sign. So I gotta keep going.
We gotta coast on through, officer.
Sometimes we ignore the red flags because
we think we ain't gonna be able to start going again. We're gonna
Yes.
get stuck. We think we're gonna get stuck. But that's a lie, because if you ignore the red flags, that's more likely to get you stuck in the ditch.
yeah.
Happy holidays! We haven't seen you guys in a while. We've been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of reflecting. Yes. I see you took off your
Red flag blockers. I took off my red flag blockers because when I put these on, I see a different color. I don't see red. I think it's orange.
Girl,
What color do you see?
well, this topic today is about stop ignoring red flags. So that's what we're here to talk about today with you guys. And actually, the reason I'm wearing these is because it helps me to see red flags.
Okay, yeah, hers turning more
Mine
red.
turn more red. So what are red flags really? Because I used to not even know what they were.
Yeah.
I used to just think it was just anything goes, before I became healthy. So we're
Yeah.
going to talk about what red flags are first.
Okay. A red flag is something that goes against my standard or my non-negotiables, and I like to give myself
non-negotiables?
yeah,
Me too.
or like standards.
Yeah.
I
shoot,
for sure.
sorry, please, you guys, turn it off. This person has red flags.
Oh.
Calling me when I said on video.
It's a red flag.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Red flags!
ignore the red flags, girl. You don't even have your glasses on.
Red flags.
Do you
Hold
see
on.
what color that is?
Do I block?
Nope, we don't block, and we don't address it in a mean way. How we react is
Well, what
a
do I do
reflection
with
of
my
us.
phone on? I'm going to put it on silent now.
Yeah, well, how we react is a reflection of us. We don't
Yes.
want to be a red flag.
We don't want to be red flags when we're trying to see them.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyways.
All right, so red flag for me after all of those is something that goes against my standards, and I like to give myself 5 standards, and we'll get more into that.
Me, my red flags are just kind of like warning signs. So it's like, and it changes. Like she said, it goes against your standards and your expectations, or standards is a better word. So like, if your standards change, then the red flags change, right?
Yeah.
So just, anything that goes against who I am, who I'm trying to be, where I'm trying to go. So like, what are red flags for me now is totally different than what red flags were to me a year ago, or 2 years ago, or 5 years ago.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to go to a whole different place now, and I've evolved, and I've healed in a lot of areas.
So what would be an example of a then and now?
So like a then and now would be like, last year a red flag was not somebody blowing up my phone. I thought it was, they just want to talk to me.
Okay.
I'm just important. Or I'm popular, or he really likes me, or whatever. My friend really needs to talk. But now I'm a little bit more particular about my time and about my standards and how I move, and I don't like people crossing my boundaries of my time and my expectations of what I set, or boundaries that I set with them, hey, I'm about to be videoing, and if you're calling me, you're not crossing my boundaries. So
Yeah.
I guess I don't see it as flattering anymore, or that they just need to talk to me. No, they're crossing my boundary,
Yeah, definitely.
So that's just one example, and I could have given a million examples of how mine have changed.
Yeah.
But so for me, it's just like warnings.
Okay,
it's just
good.
like when I'm driving my car and I'm going 60 and the yellow light or the red light comes, that is a warning to slow down or stop. So just like that, the red flags to me, when somebody is showing me yellow flags, red flags, orange flags, it's time to slow down, and sometimes it's time to come to a screeching halt.
Yeah.
Depending on the red flag.
Yeah.
So, but when I ignore them, oh boy, we have some major issues.
We have some major clashes.
and somebody's getting injured.
Someone's getting injured, someone's getting hurt.
You're damaging some vehicles, and
Some heart.
damage is done when we ignore red flags.
Yep.
To ourselves or to others.
Yeah. Okay, back to why we ignore them. I mean, like you said, it used to flatter you. Well, that's just a form of kind of an insecurity,
Yes.
not on your part, but that's what
No,
I have
on my
written
part.
in your part too. My part here, I have, we ignore them due to insecurity, due to wanting to be accepted, not feeling lonely,
Yes.
not knowing. So,
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
We want to tell you what they are so you know.
So red flags are there to help you. Red flags are your friend. Red flags are your, I know like God is your savior.
Yeah.
Whoever you worship is your savior. Red flags are like a physical, earthly form of
Worldly protection, that's what I was going
They're
to say.
worldly protection.
Yeah.
It's red flags are there, and you're seeing them, you're feeling them in your intuition or your gut. You're hearing them. You're sometimes smelling it. Like like if somebody's smoking weed and that's a red flag to you, you smell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So red flags are there to, and I'm not saying that's a red flag. You can smell it, you can see it, you can hear it in the tone of somebody's voice. It might sound abusive or toxic. So red flags are there to protect you. If you ignore them, you are ignoring your body's internal protection and guidance, or the angel's guidance, or however you want to interpret that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
And like, she was asking earlier, how should I react to this? How should I react to this? Well, kind of like how our red flags are protection. We don't want to go around flaunting what we use as our protection. Like, oh, this is a red flag for me, and that's this red flag and that red flag, and
Right. It's
we
just
just
for
need
you.
to know.
It's just for you.
Yeah.
And for me and for you.
Yeah. Kind of like if we had a gun license, we're not going around flaunting every time we feel threatened that we have a gun.
Right.
I mean, we just know it's there, and we know
How to move.
how to move
Pay
with
attention.
our protection. Yes.
Yes. So like, okay, if somebody talks in a way to me that I don't like, I don't have to always constantly use the red flags to attack somebody. You don't have to be abusive and
And we don't want to be a red flag when we're trying to assess and find and see them ourselves.
Exactly. It's just there for you internally, and just pay attention to them. Stop ignoring them. That's what,
Stop ignoring them.
yes, and we've been guilty of it so many times. That's why we made this video about it.
That and the experience we have had. I mean, we kind of just start dating again. So I've dated like 2 people since like this year maybe, and
Two or three.
I would have just listened and not ignored the red flags in the beginning. I would have saved myself so much, and maybe them
Time.
too.
Heartache, confusion.
Oh, I hate confusion. And when I get confused, when we ignore the red flags, it can cause confusion in your own life. It can cause just anxiety, unsettlement. You're not happy, like something's wrong.
I can agree with that. So the couple people that I have dated in the past 6 years of being single, right from date number 1, the red flags were there, or for sure by date number 2.
Maybe the yellow flags.
And maybe they
there.
were yellow for first date or whatever, but
Yeah.
there was definitely signs from date 1 or 2. Some people, now that I'm more cognizant of it and I'm paying more attention to it and I'm like tuning in more to the red flags, I see red flags in one conversation now.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that all red flags are a deal breaker,
Yep.
right? Some red flags are like, you'll have, once you like know your standards and your boundaries and self-love,
Yep.
you'll have different levels of red flags, right? So if somebody is not, I'm just gonna use a few different examples. If somebody is not like the richest man on earth, okay? But he's displaying some, and I shouldn't even say man, even for female friends.
Yes,
If somebody's
for
displaying that they have issues with financial security or financial responsibility, and they're like, there's some signs that they may be taking advantage of me or what have you, that might not be a deal breaker for me. I might slow down, watch the situation closer. You know, and I may not pay for stuff anymore. I may not offer to pay for stuff. I may, not do anything with them that's regarding finances.
And that's kind of a boundary.
That's a boundary, yeah.
That you're setting.
So it's like a red flag, but it's not a deal breaker red flag.
Yeah.
Now, however, if somebody has abusive behavior, if they are threatening, if they've stole from me or somebody else, if they lie over and over, like different things like that are deal breakers for me. So those would be a red flag that if I see it, and I'm sure I'm seeing it and I'm not ignoring it, I'm gonna screech and halt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's just for me. I think that some red flags are like, move with caution,
Yes, definitely.
be aware.
Definitely.
But some are deal breakers.
Yeah. I guess for an example from mine would be coming back to those standards that I have. So an example of my first standard would be, I want them to have a faith. It doesn't even have to be in the same faith as mine. Just have a hope and a faith in life. Be inspired,
Power.
motivated. Just keep striving to be
Like have a spiritual awareness, right?
awareness. Yeah. Okay. So if they are just negative, no-go, negative Nancy, I mean, that's not like a running, stopping, full speed, red flag, but it is a slowdown because we oftentimes think we can change people and, oh, maybe I'll come in and be her hero, or maybe I'll come in and be his,
Inspire them.
inspire him and them, and it doesn't work that way.
No, and that's the other thing is I did actually write that same thing down, that why do we ignore red flags? And you touched on a few that I have down too. Issues, self-worth issues, self-love issues, not knowing yourself, not having boundaries and standards.
Yep.
But there's another one that I wrote down, which you just said, trying to change people.
Yeah.
And there's a few things I want to say about that is sometimes we meet somebody and we really like them. And then we see something that's a red flag and we go, oh, that's not a red flag. I'm sure that's not a red flag. That's green or purple or whatever.
Green go.
Pink, whatever. Because we're thinking somewhere deep down inside that once they have a serious relationship, they're not going to act that way. Or once they have a better job, they would take me on dates. Or whatever, right? Once they have more time, they would make time for me. Whatever the case may be, we kind of think we're going to change them, or that the situation is going to change them, or their situation may change. One, guys, it is hard enough to change ourselves. That is hard.
Right.
And it takes a lifetime. And two, we shouldn't want to change people.
No.
You should love and embrace the person that you're around, friend or family or boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband. You should embrace them, flaws and all.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying every flaw is a red flag, y'all, because we all have flaws and imperfections.
Yep. Yeah, that's why it's not like run from that, but it is slow down and really assess,
If it's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Or if it's something that's just a little minor nuisance. I've had situations where the way somebody chewed drove me crazy.
Yeah.
But that wasn't a red flag.
Okay.
We have flaws. Somebody might talk a way that we don't like their accent, or
Yeah.
that when they work out they look funny or whatever,
Yes,
right?
yes.
They smell in a way that it's not bad, but like maybe they just don't smell the way that entices us.
Oh, and that's
one
for me.
And you better brush your tongue.
Oh, man. Oh, you
You
got
better brush your teeth real good and your tongue
for me.
and smell good, or it's a no-go. But no, so like I definitely don't want to come across as like we think that
We need to throw everyone away.
No, we have flaws too.
Oh, yeah.
Big time, we all do. But
And maybe that
flags-
should be another one in the future, rejection, and how to deal with it and how to overcome it and make it work for your good.
And everybody's not for you. And I'm not for everybody. That's the thing to remember too, like as an empath and a codependent that's overcome codependency or still working to overcome codependency, like I thought everybody had to be my friend. Growing up, I was really popular in school and everybody had to be my friend. And then like growing into adulthood, I still felt that way. And
Yeah.
no, everybody doesn't have to be my friend.
No.
And I don't have to be everybody's friend. And everybody's
not-
not for everybody.
Right.
Everybody's not meant to be your circle. Everybody's not going to like you, and I don't have to like everybody. And we're not all for each other. I mean, there's billions and billions of people in this world, and obviously I'm not going to like them all, and they're not all going to like me, so that's okay. But we're not here to say be mean to people. Or
Not at all. Strong promoters of making everyone feel just special and loved.
Yeah.
Even if it's not right, tell them in a nice way.
let people go with grace and love, that I have learned that ignoring red flags, and when I say this, I mean true red flags, like the big ones, like the deal breaker ones, like the serious ones, not the little irritants, not that you didn't brush your teeth right or whatever.
Abuse,
But toxic ways,
lies,
the stealing, manipulating,
just anything kind of illegal that could get you caught up.
yeah, just like anything that's like majorly a red flag for you. What I've realized that is when I delay and I ignore seeing the red flag, I'm delaying the pain. That's all I'm doing. It's like I don't want to deal with the pain. I don't want to deal with the reality. So it's ignoring red flags is a form of denial, is what I think.
Yeah, we don't really want to let them go because it is painful letting anyone go or anything go.
But I think, like you said, open hands. The more that we learn to be open hands, the healthier we become. I feel so free. I have had to let a lot of people go this past 5 years, and a lot this past year that I cared a lot about.
Yeah.
And they are great people. Like, it's not like I let them go and I'm like, this doesn't hurt, they're awful people. No, they're great people, but there were some things that just didn't work for me any longer that were red flags. And I had to stop delaying the pain and face the reality. And if I would not have ignored any of the yellow flags or red flags, we would have never even
gotten there,
started anything.
Yeah.
And when you release, and like she said, open hands, open hearts, and release with love, you open up the door to meet or let something else enter in that is not going to trigger you and have a bunch of red flags.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if we hold on to the wrong things, let's say I pick up this cup and I say, I love this cup, I want this cup, this is the only cup I want. But every time I drink out of it, I cut my lip. Woo! And she's telling me, but there's another cup that's not broken over here. And I can't see that cup or hear her because I'm holding on to this cup.
Yep.
So I keep cutting my lip over and over and over and over again until I get an infected lip and I'm sick in the hospital, when I could have listened to the red flags, I could have listened to what's around me, and I could have let this go graciously, open hands and open hearts, and got this new beautiful cup that doesn't cut my lip.
Yeah.
And go of something, then we make room for something better for us. It may not be a better person, but better for us.
Yeah. Like with the broken cup, we need to, within us, know what's right and what's wrong.
For you.
And for you, yeah. You
Yes.
have that, your own identity. You have your own loyalty. And then kind of attract
what you are and what you give out.
I want to make sure that I have faith, that I'm loyal, that I'm a family woman.
When you spend your time becoming the partner or person you want to meet, then you will meet the person.
Yes.
Whether it's friends, girlfriends, guy friends, the right job opportunity, or the husband or wife. But your job and my job is me. If we're broken and damaged case,
Broken mentality that she can't live without her cup.
right, or you can't live without your man, or
Or your
a man,
friend,
or your
or
girl,
any
or a
friend.
friend, exactly. And we don't need anything that's broken or damaged or flying around red flags.
Hurting us, stunting
don't
our
need that.
growth, stopping us for who we're becoming and what life is going to bring us.
Yes.
Maybe you're a red flag to others, we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
It's okay, even if you're, it was a simple thing as you didn't brush your teeth that day. It's okay because it's okay.
Tell me something here.
It's honestly okay if you're a red flag too, because you're gonna attract, and that door closed for a reason. To open up a new one.
Yes, and we are all red flags. I mean, we're not making this video to say we're not red flags. And as we were talking earlier, okay, I have 4 children and I've been divorced. To one man, that could be a red flag. Red flag to him, then he is not for me.
Yeah.
And I love my children and I love my life experiences. They have brought me to where I am today and who I am. So I wouldn't trade it for the world. To another man, he won't see that as a red flag.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Right.
So everybody's red flags are different. And also, like I said, as we evolve and grow, they change.
Yes, and as we hurt too. I mean, we could be majorly messed up at a time in our life, and it's good when someone's like, oh yeah, that's not for me, because that just
We learn.
pushes us to learn and grow. And
We learn. Okay, prime example. I dated a man. He was from my church. His name was Roy, but he approached me at church. Wonderful. He seemed like a wonderful man, right? I was very young compared to him. And he said to me after date number 1 or 2, I can't date you because you need a man.
oh,
He saw that I had the red flag of neediness. I didn't even know it at the time. That's where I was at the time.
yep.
Now, after that, I met my second husband. He didn't see that as a red flag at all. You know, we fit like a glove, whatever.
Yes.
But we both were broken. So here we are today, divorced. People see things in you and then you grow from it.
Yeah.
If you allow yourself to. Like I allowed myself to take that in and ask my creator, why did this guy say this to me? How am I needy? I didn't feel like I was needy. I didn't feel
I
like
thought he was needy. He wanted his Bible back. He gave.
No, that was a different guy.
Oh, okay.
Basically, we can learn from different situations when somebody in a healthy way say, you know, hey, you know, that behavior that you're displaying doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
People can grow from that.
Even
And
if
I
it's-
did.
Even if it's not in a healthy way, we all experience times of
Pain and-
our red flag not being right for them, and some people don't know how to deal with it.
Yes.
Or
Or sometimes they reject us and it hurts.
in mean ways and things like that.
Yeah,
but
they might
we
say, I don't
still-
want you, or I don't like you, or they might just ignore you, or what have you. But the topic tonight is don't ignore the red flags.
Yep.
You know, yes, you're going to be a red flag to somebody else, but work on you so that you have less red flags.
Yeah.
Work on you so that you are as healthy as you can be. Work on you so you can become your best. And until the day we die, we are never going to arrive. We're going to continuously be working on something. So don't live with shame, don't live with guilt, but don't ignore red flags and allow the people into your life that you feel good around and that make you feel loved and happy
Yes.
and blessed.
Shout out to Fabulous Boutique for our whole outfit tonight, including the purses,
Yes, I love it.
sweaters, and the glasses. I will show you guys in the shop.
Boutiques, and also me at AJ Fit Mama on Instagram.
And me, Sabria.k on Instagram.
Yes.
Oh, should I take off my
flag?
I'm gonna take off my red flag blocker.
Yeah, we don't want anything distorting our view.
Nothing tonight.
Thank you all for watching our channel. We love you guys. Please don't forget to go down and like, subscribe, share, comment. We appreciate all of you.